Welcome to the Indigo Room. I'm your host, Sydney Chase. Today is day 4. You can manifest. Assume that it's real. Act as if. Praise and thanksgiving. Let's get it on.
Welcome to the Indigo Room. Serenity ahead.
Here we go, it's the indigo, sending the best and bliss, yes, so let's go. Bringing brainwaves to a higher plane, manifest your world, shaking the mundane. Shift thought, make moves inspired, change self-worth for words, taking you higher. Bring forth your serenity, get words like destiny. If the path you choose is up to you, so make your move to find the way in you. The touch the sky will mellow high, and spirits rise, and winds of change. So yes, I invite you. So come on through. See how we do in the Indigo Room, yeah.
Welcome to the Indigo Room.
Welcome back for another episode of the Indigo Room. We are doing our 30 days of acting as if, assuming it real, praise and thanksgiving. Hi, I'm Sydney Chase, your host, and this is the Indigo Room where we discuss all things spiritual. And by that I mean that we are non-physical spiritual beings having physical human experiences. Life is supposed to be good. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be delicious. However, sometimes things get wicky-wacky. And even in that time, we got tools, we got things, we got stuff. So welcome back. Today's day 4. And I hope that you had a wonderful day. I did fall asleep in my imagination trying, not saying So I have to work on that, right? I got to work on that. Welcome back. Welcome. Hey, Linda. Hi, Barb. How you guys doing today? Today. We're going to go back and finish reading the rest of the How to Use Your Imagination by Neville. We're going to tickle our amygdala because that one little brain hack does help for us to be able to imagine. So we're going to play around with that a little bit today. For those of you that don't know what an amygdala is, I'll explain it to you, right? I'm going to share with you what I do, and maybe you want to add some music to the list, but I have a playlist that I'm going to share with you tonight. I'm not going to play the music because, I can't. I'll get copyright struck like lightning. Got to work on that in my imagination too, right? But it's what I put on when, I need some upliftment, and I love music, and music puts you in the mood sometimes, and maybe there's some music that will help you, lift your vibration up when you're going through the wicky-wacky, when you're feeling discouraged. But this is music that I used actually. The songs are old. Some of them are newer. But this is music that I used when I was going through my ordeal after my surgery. And, I played it. I had CDs at the time. We didn't have MP3s, and I really wasn't, on YouTube. And I drove my poor kids crazy. I'm sure they know every song that was on that playlist, but I played it and 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 played it. So when I was going through this situation last year, I could say last year now, 2021 is over, with one of my family members, that helped me to be able to, get my mind out of the wicky-wacky and to be able to help them. Also, it is just a long list. It's mostly gospel music. There's some Bill Withers in there, but it's majority gospel because I love gospel music, and it just puts me in a space Okay. And I go, oh yeah, right, But that helps with Thanksgiving and praise and being in thankfulness and get you in the mood, get you in the thankful mood when you start to waver to the left or you waver to the right. It's not a complete list. I will add as we go along. But I do want to check in with you after we do finish reading over the imagination, how to use your imagination lecture. But right now, let's tickle our amygdala, okay? For those of you that are new to the Indigo Room, welcome, welcome, welcome. Make sure you hit the like button, the thumbs up button, and subscribe. Subscribe to the Indigo Room. Click that little notification bell. When you hit the thumbs up, it helps the algorithm. And when you click the subscribe button, make sure it goes completely dark, because then you'll be able to get notifications when we do go live or when I upload new content. Yes, I am still working on the rest of the video for Florence Scovel Shin, The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I just want to make sure that I get it really, really perfectly and ready for upload. Okay. So let's tickle our amygdala, and you got to close your eyes. Now, if you are driving a car, don't do that. All right. Pull over to the side. I have to put that disclaimer out. Pull over to the side. All right. And listen and follow. It doesn't take that long, but it does. This is a technique that we have been using in the Indigo Room for many, many years. It does really help you to be able to get into your imagination, because as I direct you, I want you to imagine a feather, right? And your amygdala, where's your amygdala? There are two temples that you have right here on either side of your ears. And when they are closed, when they're closed, it's a real thing in your brain. When they're closed, you are in flight or fright mode. You can tell when your amygdala is closed if you just stick your head. I know you don't want to do this because it's really nasty. But if you go and stick your head by a garbage can that stinks to all heaven, your amygdala will immediately shut, because you'll be like, oh, God, that's disgusting. And you want to run. You want to get away from it. But when you're smiling, when you feel good, your amygdala is clicked open and your frontal lobe is lit up. And it's a really quick brain hack. It helps you immensely. So I'm going to walk you through it. I want you to close your eyes right now. It takes about, I don't know, less than a minute. Really, it does. But you can do this on your own. You don't need me to guide you, but this is something that will help you if you're struggling with getting into your imagination. Because I know that there's some people that do struggle with that. I know I struggled with that for a long time. But once you start to understand how this works and you do it often, over and over, it'll get easier. Trust me. Well, you don't have to trust me because you don't know me, right? If you knew. But everybody else that's here, you know, trust me. Y'all know it works. Okay, close your eyes. I'm going to close my eyes too. And imagine that you have a feather in your hand. Imagine what color your feather is. Just imagine it, right? You can feel the quill at the end. What does that feel like? Is it pointy? Is it flat? It has like a little round feel to it. And then imagine that you're also feeling the bristles of your feather on either side, right? Just rub your fingers up and down and try as best as you can to imagine your fingers are feeling the bristles of the feather. What does your feather feel like? Is it stiff? Is it really soft? Is your feather kind of limp? But it straighten it up. No, I'm only kidding. But just imagine what it feels like. Try to see what the color is. What color are you making your feather? right? And then after you've gotten it really good, you've imagined it, you got it really good, I want you to now remove your fingers and then imagine that you're lifting that feather right up into the center of your forehead. You're just sliding it in there. Okay, don't slide it in there too far, all right? And then you're going to imagine that the feather is sliding it over, you're sliding it over, and you're tickling your amygdala on the right. And then slide it back over to the left and imagine that you're actually tickling your amygdala on the left. Bring it back to the center of your forehead and then pull it out. And you should be smiling at the, profundity of it all. I love that. I love that exercise. And it always makes me smile. And if you're in the middle of wiki wacky, if you're in the middle of something, something dramatic, I know it might look crazy, but try it. See if it works for you. I do it often, and it does help. Hey, Mona, welcome. Good to see you. And we are going to read the rest of the imagination, How to Use Your Imagination by Neville. I am trying not to keep you all here longer than 30 minutes today, okay? I'm doing my best. Sometimes I get long-winded and things just get out of hand. But let's pop over. Let me get my screen up. And Funky! Hey, girl. We're going to read the rest of it. If you haven't had the opportunity, again, I'm going to put the link in the chat. It is also in the description below. Not for today. I didn't put that in, but it was for yesterday. I did put it in for yesterday. So I'm going to put it in the comments, the comment section here. And if you would like, you can follow along, or you can read it on your own at your own leisure and just, really absorb it and play around with the instructions. So we left off last night. It says, this story is told to us. Can you guys see the words? I think I should make them a little bit bigger. Let me try and do that. Just a little bit. I think it's okay. I made it at 200, so you should be able to see the words. I can't. Let me just move myself out of the whole thing. There we go. Now I'm not even in the way. So it says, the story is told to us in the Song of Songs, or a Song of Solomon. It is said, at night on my bed I sought him whom my soul loveth. I found whom my soul loveth, and I would not let him go until I had brought him into my mother's house, right into the chamber of her that conceived me. If I would take that beautiful poem and put it into modern English, into practical language, it would be this. While sitting in my chair, I would feel myself right into the situation of my fulfilled desire. And having felt myself into that state, I would not let it go. I would keep that mood alive. And in that mood, I would sleep. That is taking it right into my mother's chamber, into the chamber of her that conceived me. People are totally unaware of the fantastic power of the imagination. But when man begins to discover this power within him or her, he or she never plays the part that he or she formerly played. He or she doesn't turn back and become just a reflector of life. From here on in, he or she is the affector of life. The secret of it is to center your imagination in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and remain therein. For in your capacity to live in the feeling of the wish fulfilled lies our capacity to live the more abundant life. More of us are afraid to imagine ourselves as important and noble individuals, secure in our contribution to the world, just because at the very moment that we start our assumption, reason and our senses deny the truth of our assumption. We seem to be in the grip of an unconscious urge, which makes us cling desperately to the world of familiar things and resist all that threatens to tear us away from our familiar and seemingly safe moorings. While I appeal to you to try it, if you try it, you will discover this great wisdom of the ancients, for they told it to us in their own strange, wonderful, symbolical form. But unfortunately, you and I misinterpreted their stories and took it for history when they intended it as instruction to simply achieve our every objective. You see, imagination puts us inwardly in touch with the world of states. These states are existent. They are present now, but they are mere possibilities while we think of them. But they become overpoweringly real when we think from them and dwell in them. So, this is what we were trying to do with the feather. We were trying to think from the feather, right? Actually holding the feather in our hand. If we were thinking of the feather, we wouldn't have even played with our hands, right? We wouldn't even have tried to put it in our hand. You know, there's a wide difference between thinking of what you want in this world and thinking from what you want. Let me tell you, when I first heard of this strange and wonderful power of the imagination, it was in 1933 in New York City. An old friend of mine taught it to me. That would be Abdullah. I have been trying to find Abdullah, searching for him since I found out about Neville. He turned to the 14th of John, and this is what he read. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may also be also. He explained to me that this central character of the Gospels was human imagination. That mansion was not a place in some heavenly house, but simply my desire. If I would make a living representation of the state desired, and then enter that state and abide in that state, I would realize it. Abide means to dwell or live in that state. At the time, I wanted to make a trip to the island of Barbados in the West Indies, but I had no money. He explained to me that if I would that night, as I slept in New York City, assume that I was sleeping in my earthly father's house in Barbados and go sound asleep in that state, that I would realize my trip. Well, I took him at his word and I tried it. For 1 month, night after night, I fell asleep. I assumed I was sleeping in my father's home in Barbados. At the end of my month, an invitation from my family came inviting me to spend the winter in Barbados. I sailed for Barbados the early part of December of that year. From then on, I knew I had found this savior in myself. The old man told me that it would never fail. Even after it happened, I could hardly believe that it would not have happened anyway. That's how strange this whole thing is. On reflection, it happens so naturally. You begin to feel or to tell yourself, well, it would have happened anyway. And you quickly recover from this wonderful experience of yours. It never failed me. If I would give the mood, the imagined mood, sensory vividness, I could tell you unnumbered case histories to show you how it works. But in essence, it is simple. You simply know what you want. When you know what you want, you are thinking of it. That is not enough. You must now begin to think from it. Well, how could I think from it? I'm sitting here and I desire to be elsewhere. How could I, while sitting here physically, put myself in imagination at a point in space removed from this room and make that real to me? Quite easily. My imagination puts me in touch inwardly with that state. I imagine that I am actually where I desire to be. How can I tell that I am there? There is one way to prove that I am there. For what a man sees when he describes his world is as he describes it, relative to himself. So, what the world looks like depends entirely upon where I stand when I make my observation. So, if as I describe my world, it is related to that point in space I imagine that I am occupying, then I must be there. I am not there physically, no, but I am there in my imagination. And my imagination is my real self. And where I go in imagination and make it real, there shall I go in the flesh also. When in that state I fall asleep, it is done. I have never seen it fail. So, this is the simple technique upon how to use your imagination to realize your every objective. Here is a very healthy, productive exercise for the imagination, something that you should do daily. Daily relive the day as you wish you had lived it, revising the scenes to make them conform to your ideals. For instance, suppose today's mail brought disappointing news. Revise the letter, mentally rewrite it, and make it conform to the news you wish you had received. Or suppose you didn't get the letter you wish you had received. Write yourself the letter and imagine that you received such a letter. Let me tell you a story that took place in New York not very long ago. In my audience sat this lady who had heard me, numerous times, and I was telling the story of revision. That man, not knowing the power of imagination, he goes to sleep at the end of his day, tired and exhausted, accepting as final all the events of the day. And as I was trying to show that man should at the moment before he sleeps, he should rewrite the entire day and make it conform to the day he wished he had experienced. Here is the way a lady wisely used this law of revision. It appears that 2 years ago, she was ordered out of her daughter-in-law's home. For 2 years, there was no correspondence. She sent her grandson at least 24 presents in that interval, but no one ever acknowledged. Having heard the story of revision, this is what she did. As she retired at night, she mentally constructed 2 letters. One she imagined coming from her grandson, the other from her daughter-in-law. In these letters, she expressed deep affection for her. In these letters, they expressed deep affection for her and wondered why she had not called to see them. This she did for 7 consecutive nights, holding in her imagery hand the letter she imagined she had received and reading these letters over and over until it aroused within her the satisfaction of having heard. Then she slept. On the 8th day, she received a letter from her daughter-in-law. On the inside, there were 2 letters, one from her grandson, one from her daughter-in-law. They practically duplicated the imaginary letters that this grandmother had written to herself 8 days before. The art of revision can be used in any department of your life. Take the matter of health. Suppose you were ill. Bring before your mind's eye the image of a friend. Put upon that face an expression which implies that he or she sees in you that which you want the whole world to see. Just imagine he is saying to you that he has never seen you look better, and you reply, I have never felt better. Suppose your foot was injured. Then do this. Construct mentally a drama which implies that you are walking, that you are doing all the things that you would do if the foot was normal, and do it over and over and over until it takes on the tones of reality. Whenever you do in your mind, in your imagination, that which you would like to do in the outer world, that you will do in the outer world. The one requisite is to arouse your attention in a way and to such intensity that you become wholly absorbed in the revised action. You will experience an expansion and refinement of the senses by this imaginative exercise, and eventually achieve vision in the inner world. The abundant life promised us is ours to enjoy now, but not until we have the sense of the Creator as our imagination can we experience it. Persistent, see that word right there? Persistent imagination centered in the feeling. Can't think of it, you got to think from it. In the feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret of all successful operations. This alone is the means of fulfilling the intention. Every stage of man or woman's progress is made by the conscious, voluntary exercise of the imagination. Then you will understand why all poets have stressed the importance of controlled, vivid imagination. Listen to this one by the great William Blake. In your own bosom you bear your heaven and earth, and all you behold, though it appears without, it is within your imagination, of which this world of mortality is but a shadow. Try it, and you will prove that your imagination is the creator. So I wanted to just make sure that you understood how to use your imagination. And again, it's the feeling, right? You have to act as if, assume it real. But when you're assuming it real, you want to make sure that you've got that feeling in here. So I want to just check in with everybody. Mona, Barb, Linda, I think Susanna's here, I'm not sure. And Funke, how are you all feeling? How you feeling? Don't say with your hands. How are you feeling this week? I woke up so thankful this morning that I shared a song that I woke up with. I woke up with the song in my spirit. It was delicious. I love when that happens. Spirit will often send me music. Sometimes it's music that I have never heard before, or I have heard and I haven't heard it in years and years. And all of us, I'll ask a question and I'll wake up with music. And I'll go, oh, okay, all right. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Or even if I have a question sometimes, music, I'll get a lyric from music and it'll be exactly what I need. So Spirit often talks to me with music. But I did wake up this morning with a song, and it's called Keep On Blessing Me. And it's by Donald Lawrence. And it is in this playlist I'm going to share with you all. Okay, here it is. Hi, Susanna. She is here. So I'm going to paste the playlist. If you want to check it out, you're more than welcome to do so. So it's not a full playlist. It has many songs that I listen to when, I got Wiki Wacky going on. and it will be helpful. The feeling part, Funke says, the feeling part is becoming lots better for me. Today was sweet. Yes! Awesome. So did anybody have any aha moments during the course of their day? Did you have any aha moments, Funke? That's an aha moment. The feeling part is becoming lots better for me. Today was sweet. That is the key. Feeling is the key. It is the key. When you go to sleep in the assumption and you wake up, you want to keep that feeling as best you can going on throughout your day. Barb, you had something that you wanted to share, and Mona says, I am feeling wonderful. Been having interesting dreams. Nice. Nice. Very cool. Listen, I'm telling you, this is real. All right. And now that we've got this going and you're moving and grooving. Hey, Susanna, how you doing? How are you feeling? That you want to do your best, because after the 30 days, I want you all to keep going, because I have faith in you. I believe in you. I know you can do it. I want you to be able to manifest everything that you desire. Barb, experience at work have been so pleasing. I have had trouble with a person that made me want to quit. Imagine it on the way to work, things going smoothly. Long story short, everything looked like a miracle in the way it all turned around. I love it. I love it. Because when you show up for you and, do the stay with it, do whatever, stay with it. When you show up for you, there's a scripture as well. I will draw nigh, or when you draw nigh, which means draw close to God, you have to make that step, right? You have to act on your faith and make that step towards, and this doing, this type of work within is your step. That's what you're doing. When you make the step towards God, towards spirit, spirit makes the step towards you. But we got to do it. It's up to us, Susanna said, I'm good. All right. Yay! Linda, way to go, Barb. Susanna, I just lost the sound on this. Oh, no. Really? Okay. All right. Good. Whew, you're back. Thank goodness. Thank goodness you found it. So you want to do your best. In the beginning, I'm telling you, it's going to be, listen, we all have a lot of stuff in us, right? All kinds of wiki wacky. And when you start this work, I'm going to tell you, when you start this type of work, it may seem like everything's falling apart, quite frankly, right? You have a dark night of the soul at some point, right? It seems like everything's falling apart. However, sometimes things do have to fall apart and be deconstructed so that they can be reconstructed. So sometimes, our lives are really put together with Band-Aids and, a little bit of spit and a little bit of glue and, we're pasting and trying to put this and we're just trying to hold it together. That's a phrase we say, right? Sometimes somebody says, hi, hey, how you doing? I'm just trying to hold it together. Okay. Well, when you start to do this work, and if you're just trying to hold everything together, everything's going to fall apart. It's going to seem like everything's falling apart. But it has to. In order for you to start reconstructing it on a better foundation and building yourself up on a better foundation. So sometimes when you start this work, all hell breaks loose. Shit just falls up. I cuss like a sailor. Just saying. Stuff just falls apart. It just you're like, that's Sydney. She didn't tell me this, but I'm telling you now. Stuff will fall apart sometimes. But again, that's so it can get on the right foundation. Don't get discouraged. Keep moving. One of the songs in my playlist is Encourage Yourself. Listen, I have played that song 1,000 times, I think. The CDs that I had with this music on it, because I had the music that's in my playlist, a lot of it when it came out, it was on CDs. It wasn't on MP3s. I played the grooves out of that sucker. And then I had to go buy more. I had to go buy another CD because I wore it out. Literally. Broke it. I was like, oh, I gotta get another one. So, Barb, I love the song from this morning so much. Oh, good. I love that song. And that's the song I woke up with this morning. And that's the song, that was the song of the day, right? You keep blessing me. God angels watching over me. Okay, I can't sing the whole song because, I'll get in trouble. But we are done. If anybody has anything else they want to add, anything else they want to share, if you are listening to the show and you are new to the channel or you have aha moments and you're following along, you're not in the comments in our chat, put your comments below. Did you have any aha moments? Are you seeing shifts and change just in your thought process? Because in the beginning, it gets a little touchy, right? You may not be able to focus right away, right? But if you just keep doing, and we're only on day 4, okay? So we just got started. We just got started. Leave your comment below, share, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, share, invite your friends. Maybe they could use a little upliftment. Maybe there's something that they want to manifest, be, do, and have as well. And, let's get this ball rolling. Let's help a lot of people. That's why I'm doing that. That's why I'm here. I'm here for 30 days. Sometimes I might not be live. Sometimes. Have a great night. Have a great sleep. Oh, Mona, you're welcome. Thanks so much for the 30-day commitment. This idea is genius. Thank you. But it came from Spirit, honey. It didn't come from me. Oh. I do want to remind you to check the description below. Get the journal, okay? The Create Your Day journal, because it is very helpful with overwhelmment, right? If you are feeling, you got a whole lot of things to do, there are instructions on how to use it, what to put on the God side. I put a whole lot of stuff on the God side. Like today, I had a whole lot of stuff on the God side. I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that today. I'm not doing that today. And then, somebody made me feel a little wicky-wacky. I ain't gonna lie. Pretty much my whole day was great. There was somebody that made me feel a little wicky-wacky. And so I had to put them on the God side. I had to go into my spirit and bless them, bless myself, call on the Lord of forgiveness, and put it on the God side. So it's at Amazon. It's $11.11. That's how much it costs, $11.11. You do have to pay shipping and handling, but check it out and try it out for the next 3 months. It's a 3-month journal. See if it works for you. All right. Barb said, I ordered the journal, supposed to arrive early next week. Really? Well, you go, girl. Shoot, yours is getting here before mine. I thought it was coming today. I got all excited. I woke up. I was like, the journal's coming today. And then it said, no, it's not. I was like, yeah, the devil is a liar. This is my experience, and I am deciding when that journal is coming. So now it's coming tomorrow. That's how I'm rolling. Oh, no shipping costs for Prime members. Oh, you know what? They probably charge me. Well, that's good because that's good to know. No shipping for Prime members. They charge me shipping because I'm the author. Probably. That's what happened. They were like, yeah, you're a Prime member. Yeah, we know, but you're the author, so you got to pay shipping. Okay, all right. So you didn't have to pay shipping. Cool. I have to pay shipping, but that's good. I'm glad nobody else has to pay shipping. All right, I'm still working on the video. I'm still working on the Indigo room, and I got a lot of stuff. I'm juggling, but I'm having fun. I'm having fun juggling, and I really want to thank you all for joining us tonight. Barb, Linda, Funke, Susanna, Mona, have a great night's sleep. Remember to sleep in the wish fulfilled. If you're doing it with a meditation, remember to put your meditation on. I get so excited now when I go to bed. I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to lay down and go to sleep and assume the wish fulfilled. I've been like this in September. I'm like crazy. And just enjoy your sleep, enjoy yourself, and have a great day tomorrow. I will see you tomorrow. Remember who you are. Remember that you're a source energy right here in a physical body. Remember you can be, do, and have anything that you desire. And remember, it's not being extraordinary that makes you unique. It is your uniqueness that makes you extraordinary. And I will see you on the next video. Have a great night. Love you. Bye.